So you might remember that, God bless them, a lot of the kids at the graduation ceremony at Duke University last year walked out when it was announced that Jerry Seinfeld would be a speaker.
Jerry is also serving as our commencement speaker today. So, what's the big deal about our commencement speaker?
Good for them. This is May 12th, 2024. Graduating students walked out of Duke University commencement to protest Zionist speaker Jerry Seinfeld and to call attention to the ongoing genocide of Gaza. The students then held their own alternative commencement on the quad. Good for them. So Seinfeld is back to wreak havoc and terror on the Duke University students. Jerry Seinfeld says people who say free Palestine are worse than the Ku Klux Klan. Now, this should not be any surprise to see Jerry Seinfeld connecting pro-Zionism to anti-Semitism. That's kind of his stock and trade. He recently did it at a concert in Australia, in which he gleefully anticipated the protesters being punched.
Do you hear how well I'm doing? This is what you want. You want to do well like I am. Look at the people here to hear me. Look at what happened to you. Here's the other thing I think you need to go back and tell who's ever running your organization. We just gave more money to a Jew. That cannot be a good plan for you. That's not what you want. That's the whole problem. You got to come up with a better plan.
These are the jokes, people. So if that wasn't enough, Jerry Seinfeld has gone to the, yes, this is really a thing, IDF fantasy camp and brought the kids. Jerry Seinfeld at Caliber 3, an IDF terror camp for chuds like him to role play killing Palestinians. Group packages are available, which is good since he's there with his kids. For everyone ages 4 and up, under 16 uses a paintball gun. The 360 shoot house is an extra charge. So this is their actual advertising material. The IDF shooting adventure is an exciting, one-of-a-kind program that puts you, your family, and friends in the boots of a combat soldier for 2 hours through live demonstrations, training, shooting, and learning about the most moral army in the world, the soul of Israel.
Most moral army in the world. Yeah, I don't know if there are for-profit fantasy camps about the most moral army in the world.
Probably not. Adults and children train side by side, making this a fun activity for the whole family. You really can't make this shit up.
No.
We also offer an
Jesus
option
Christ.
for people who want to watch the demonstrations without participating in the shooting instructions. Dude, like, how can you run around arguing that everyone who critiques your politics is a hater or hateful or murderous or genocidal when you would pay to bring your children to a place that celebrates what in the end is the slaughter of people? Like, you want to say this is what they have to do to survive. Obviously, I don't agree with that. But any way you slice it, you're celebrating murder, right? And you're bringing your kids to that. And then you're going to play the victim on stage. Like, people who protest that are, by definition, anti-Semites. So this is some video of this fantasy camp that he went to. I ran it.
the enemy.
Experience a suicide bombing in a Jerusalem market and a stabbing attack. Military tourism in Israel is a booming industry. These camps are mainly located in occupied Palestinian territories. Between 15 and 25,000 tourists visit these facilities each year. A majority of them are American Jews. Other tourists include Chinese and Brazilian nationals. All right, so he's kind of been trolled a few times on the street. Here's a couple of those.
Selfie?
Sure.
Free Palestine!
I don't care about Palestine.
That's sad.
I don't care about Palestine. Here was another case about a month after that. This was in April, the first one. This one's May.
Fuck you, Jerry Seinfeld! Free Palestine! You support the genocide of babies in Gaza! Free
Only
Palestine! Free Palestine! Fuck you, Jerry Seinfeld! You support the genocide of Palestinian children! You rabid fucking dog! Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
He thinks it's funny. He thinks it's hilarious. Also, his wife and Bill Ackman, if you remember those protesters who attacked the pro-Palestine protests at UCLA, they were being funded by Jerry Seinfeld's wife, Jessica Seinfeld, with Bill Ackman. They've been funding counter-protest groups at campuses all over the country. So back to the article. Seinfeld spoke at Duke University in Durham, North Carolina, to introduce a former Israeli hostage, Omer Shem Tov, when he made the remarks, according to the university's student newspaper, the Duke Chronicle. Quote, by saying free Palestine, you're not admitting what you really think. So it's actually, compared to the Ku Klux Klan, I'm actually thinking the Klan is actually a little bit better here, because they can come right out and say, we don't like blacks. We don't like Jews. Okay? That's honest. The Chronicle reported Seinfeld said. Representatives for Seinfeld did not immediately respond to a request for comment. So, you know, all of these Zionists have an interesting thing in common. It's very weird how so many people who are Zionist also like to go out with children. It's very weird. This is here a reminder that Jerry Seinfeld is a fan of the playground who dated a 17-year-old child when he was 38. He broke up with her because they were getting too much attention from the press. And this person claims to have been in her class. When I was in high school, 38-year-old Jerry Seinfeld was dating a girl in my year, and he picked her up from class during fourth period, and she got to skip Mr. Solinsky's calculus exam. I got a 93. Still remembers the score. This is pretty funny. 50 Shades of Way posted this. Jerry Seinfeld dating a girl less than half his age should have been the end of his career. Yeah, you think? So this is pretty funny.
Talking to you, but I gotta run. I gotta go to the high school. Oh, to like pick up your kid or kids? No, I'm there to pick up my girlfriend. Obviously, by that you mean you're dating a teacher or a faculty member. Definitely not a student, which would be a minor. Minor? I hardly know her. No, but I am. I'm dating a 17-year-old girl. How old are you? 38. That is heinous. You are more than 2 times her age. You could literally be her dad. You don't get it, all right? She's super mature for her age. We talk about it all the time when she's doing her Algebra 2 homework. So you're like creepy. You're like a shitty person. Hey, watch your language. I'm a clean comic. All of my comedy routine in my entire life has been clean, okay? I don't tolerate that. You are a 40-year-old man dating a child. But sure, you do clean comedy. You're a saint.
Yeah, you notice how if you're a Zionist, you can be forgiven everything. This is the funny thing. Most of these Zionists, most Jewish Americans American Zionists. They're liberal Democrats. I mean, almost to a person, they were all hashtag Me Tooing a few years ago. But Jerry Seinfeld, he's a Zionist. He's a Zionist. He supports the IDF. No surprise that he wants to join the world's most moral army. I'll let Bree close it out. Seinfeld shouldn't say anything that Larry David hasn't scripted for him. Yes, agreed. Me and Keaton disagree about that final season. I think it was fucking awful after Larry David left. But yeah, Jerry Seinfeld, who dated a child when he was at the height of his fame. He was at the height. Forget about the age power dynamic. This is when Seinfeld was Seinfeld. And I can tell you in that pre-Me Too time, yeah, I mean, it was treated as kind of like amusing, right? Like, did people make a big deal out Shoshana? Oh yeah, Jerry and Shoshana. People just accepted it. Obviously now people have a different perspective on those things, but if you tout the Zionist line, you can have that kind of history and go make your fucking crappy Pop-Tart movie for Netflix and no problem. No problem. What if Jerry Seinfeld were anti-Zionist? What if he were like a member of Jewish Voice for Peace? I bet you'd hear about this from those people then.
Oh, well, of course. Of course. I mean, they went after Glenn Greenwald for a consensual act between two adults. They were the ones trying to smear him for that, right? So, of course, if it were this pattern and he were one of their political enemies, of course, they'd sing a different tune. Yeah, no, he always just struck me as the kind of incurious person who just grew up in that ideology and just never bothered questioning it because he just has this like general attitude of nihilism, which is what made the show work. Because in the context of the dating antics of four single New Yorkers on the Upper West Side, that was funny. In the context of Israel Palestine, it's not so funny. It's not so funny, and he's too big headed at this point to understand that comedically that does not work. That does not work. Right. I mean, it was somebody asked him at a time. They said, so why you support Israel? He says, well, I'm Jewish, so if I feel like I should. Like that, like he just doesn't care enough to look into it.
You could tell he's never thought beyond the Zionist indoctrination, which to be fair, look, man, I was thinking about this today. That runs so deep. Generally, I have not dated Jewish women. And of the Jewish women I've dated, I think they all are crazy Zionists now. Like, that is how deep that runs. Like, it's not really the type you would think I would attract. But, like, if you go out with a Jewish woman, chances are at this moment, they're ranting and raving about Palestinians, terrorists. It's very weird.
Please clap.